This is Jill for today. I have had several people contact me and say, what kind of things do you like to use in the kitchen? You know, my kitchen gadgets and that sort of thing. So I decided today I'm going to do a video on, my most favorite things that I go to all the time. And that's gadgets and a few appliances that I love. So I'm going to bring you on down and I'm going to show you there are a lot of simple things, but they're things that I think everybody should have in their kitchen. This is of course, a microplane. You can do lemon zest, you can do whole nutmegs, you can do cheese. It's just such a versatile gadget, and I love it. They're not terribly expensive, and these are made to last for life. So I love this. This is kind of a fun little item. This is a salad dressing mixer, and you remember the old 7Cs, the shaker thing, and those do work well, but this is just a wonderful product. You unscrew it, you put your salad dressings in there, and you just start whoop, 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 and it mixes up your salad dressing, and then you just pour it from there. Anyway, I love it. I use it all the time, and as a matter of fact, it even has little recipes for you on the side of the container. So that's pretty cool. The other thing I think everyone should have is a lemon squeezer. Now here's what's interesting. I will see people using these on videos, and they always put the cut side up because they think that pushing this down is going to squeeze the juice out. What you're supposed to do is turn the lemon upside down so the yellow is up here, right? And your cut lemons down below, and you squeeze that, and you get almost every drop of lemon out of that lemon juice out of that lemon. Love it. This is something I think everybody should have in their kitchen. The other thing I have, of course, I think many of you seen, is my garlic press. I have the little garlic cleaner, which breaks off that outer paper, sheath. And then you put your garlic under here and you just rock it, and all that garlic comes up here, and you just scrape it off with a spoon and into your food. This is a great little gadget. I love it. And I've been through, oh my gosh, how many garlic presses have you been through? I have been through a bazillion of them. So these are really nice to have. These are the silicone muffin cups, and of course they go into your muffin pan. Your muffins just fly out of these, and I mean, that sounds like I'm exaggerating, but it's true. They just pop right out. There's no sticking. You have the whole muffin. You know how when you use the paper cups, they just half of the muffin is left in there, or cupcake. Anyway, these are a great little thing to have in your kitchen. I think probably every recipe I make, I have this gadget. This is, it's called Tovolo, that's the brand name, and this is their scooper scraper. Well, my gosh, it's just the greatest tool in the kitchen I think I've had. You can scrape down at the bottom of your Vitamix or a mayonnaise jar. This one's a good one for, kind of scraping stuff off if you're frying or in the middle of a pot of food. It's just a fabulous tool, and it's very inexpensive, and it's very worth it. So that one I love. Some of these are so simple, you'd say, well, I don't know why you're showing them. This is an apple cutter, and it takes out the core, and you have nice pieces of apple. It's stainless steel. I've had this for years. It hasn't dulled. I do pears in here, beautiful pears, and it slices them and cuts out the core. So I love this. I use it a lot. I use this. Now, this is a silicone ice cube tray, and I use this for the craziest things that isn't ice cubes. If I open a can of tomato paste and I only need 1 tablespoon, I will put tablespoons in here, freeze it, and I pop them out, wrap them in a little saran wrap, or just put them in a baggie, and they go in my freezer. Lemon juice, if I get a really good deal on lemon juice, I will squeeze my lemons and figure out, approximately a half of a lemon is about 2 tablespoons or so. So I'll figure out what a lemon is or how much I normally use, freeze it, put it in the freezer. And so, I mean, I use it for everything. Pesto, if you buy a big jar of pesto sauce, you can break it down and put it in here into servings. Anyway, I love this. Again, it's kind of those odd things you don't think about using for different reasons. So I love that. Really good potato peeler or vegetable peeler. I again have been through, I don't know how many, we've been married 45 years and I'll bet I've had 20 of them. This, I believe, yeah, this is the Tovolo brand again, and this is sharp and it's accurate. You don't have to, you know, peel 5 times in one location. Nice little corer to get stuff out of a potato. Anyway, a really good potato peeler.
And it comes with a blade guard if you haven't lost it.
This, you know, when I bought this, I said, well, why do I need a fish turner? Now I know why I need a fish turner. If you're frying or barbecuing fish and you know how fragile it is when it starts to cook, this is very thin, it's got a nice little curve on it, and you get right under that fish and you're able to get it all and then turn it, or, you know, take it out of the pan. Again, it's something you would never think of being a tool that you'd want in your kitchen, but it's great. I also have, and this was terribly reasonable, I don't know what I paid for it. This is a kitchen scale, and if you do a lot of weighing of food for a diet, or if you're a bread baker and you need to know the weight of your flour, it's great. And you can change your units. You can go to just see there, and then you can go to there's a tare, like if you have a bowl and you put your bowl on there, it there cancels it out to 0, and then you can put your food in the bowl that you're using as the tare. And then this also goes to grams. Try to see, yeah, let's see, where is it? There, that's milliliter and ounces, and that's ounces. Goes to, I thought I went to, I thought it went to grams. I mean,
it does do grams.
Yeah, I can't see it right now, but anyway, this is a great scale. I love the scale. And then the other thing I have that I use, and it is just fabulous. This is the best, again, I must have gone through 20 meat thermometers in my life, and they've all been a piece of junk. This is, it's called the Thermapen, that's the name of the brand. And this is instant read. It will tell you, see, here comes my hand. It will tell you the temperature. You can do this for candy. If you're baking bread and you need to know what the temperature of the bread is, it goes in, and it is just a fabulous meat thermometer. Again, I love this, and it comes, you know, you can buy the additional leather case to keep it safe. So those are my little kitchen gadgets, and now I'm going to move on to some of the kitchen appliances that I love to use. So we will be back. So now I'm going to show you a few of my kitchen appliances that I love, and they're great. You know, if you have the opportunity to buy some of these, I think you'd be really happy with them. So first I'm going to show you my food processor. This is the Breville, and I had a Cuisinart for a lot of years, and it finally died, and we looked into other food processors, and this is the one that we chose. This is Breville, and what's nice about this one is it also has a smaller interior, and I use this like if I'm going to chop up a whole head of garlic, or excuse me, head of parsley, or I have a small mix that I would need to make, and it is really nice, that inner side, that smaller size in there. And then it came with, now there are other Brevilles, I believe, that you don't get all of these, but this came with it, and it's got everything. You know, it's got the slicer, it's got the graters, if you like to grate a lot of cheese, the mixing blades, a small one for the smaller inside and the normal size. And then this is one that if you want to do something like mixed dressings, that sort of thing. And so anyway, the accessories are great, and actually I do use them. Sometimes, you know, you'll get a set of accessories and you never use them, but I do. So I love my food processor. The next one I have is a panini maker, and I'll tell you why we bought this panini maker. We had this restaurant we would go to, and it had the most delicious paninis, and a lunch would be expensive, you know. And I said, do you know we could go and buy this panini maker for probably 2 or 3 lunches out? And so we went and bought it, and I'm so glad we did. What's so wonderful about a panini maker is you make a hot sandwich like grilled cheese or mixed meat or whatever you like to make a sandwich out of. You don't have to use any butter on the outside of the sandwich, and it toasts it just beautifully. And I've put bagels in here, and of course bread. I've put rolls, and it does a fabulous job. It gets the interior, of course, hot and cheesy. It melts if that's what you're putting in there. So I never thought I would buy a panini maker, honestly. And the director pushed against it, and I finally convinced him, and we are so happy that we bought this product. And of course, my appliances would not be complete without my Instant Pot. And if you have an Instant Pot, I don't need to explain any further. This is a pressure cooker, and it is something that, again, I am so glad I purchased. I've had this probably 4 years now, and I love it. I cook so many things in this. In fact, if you go through my videos and look at the Instant Pot recipes, I don't know how many are in there. There's soups, there's chilies, there's beans, there's rice, there's polenta. I mean, I do so many things in this Instant Pot, and it is a pleasure to use. And so, I mean, as I said, I can't say enough good things about this pot. So this is an absolute must in my kitchen. This is my KitchenAid mixer, and I had a smaller size many years ago, and it worked beautifully up until the time I sold it. I needed a larger, more powerful motor because I do a lot of bread, and when I do, I do at least 2 loaves at a time, and so it needs a good workhorse, and this is the one. I recommend KitchenAid products because they're great. And if you wanted a KitchenAid, there's smaller versions, that you don't have to buy this big high power mixer, but I really recommend KitchenAid. It's a great product. And with this, it came with the dough hook, which is a great little tool when you're making bread, as I do. And then this is the whipper. You whip your egg whites, and you whip your whipped cream, and that sort of thing. And it's great, and it really gets around that bowl and does a super job. So I'm happy I have those, and they come with the mixer. So this is a great little mixer. It's a great mixer. And I kind of left the best for last. I have spices, a lot of spices, and I have over the years had spice racks. I've put them out on my counter. I've had spinning spice racks. I've had them crammed in drawers, and the director found this online, and he bought it for me. And it just so happens that this is a large enough drawer that I was able to lay out all of my spices. There's a few back here, and they're in alphabetical order, and this is just super. I mean, what can I say? It's the most fabulous spice rack I've ever had. And what's so neat is that when you get this, these labels, of course, you put on the spices that you want. There's some spices listed here I don't even know, I've never heard of. But this is the one I used. And I mean, they just give you page after page after page of spices and herbs that you could possibly ever want. I mean, Kala Jira and Matusa. I don't even know what some of these are. And so you have this style of label, which is the one I used, or they give you this in the white label. So it's your choice of which one. And again, it's just page after page after page of the spices and herb titles. So this is, wow. If you have a lot of spices and you don't know what to do with them, move around your kitchen and find a drawer, because this is just it rocks, and I love this. So that's the tour of my kitchen. I pulled out the best that I use all the time that I thought you might like to see, because a lot of them you will see on my videos. Some of them you don't necessarily. But all these products I love and I use all the time. So that's about it from my kitchen. I hope you enjoyed this little tour. Thanks a lot for watching. Tell your friends. I have an Amazon affiliate store and the majority of these items are there. So I have a link down below if you're interested in taking a look there and investigating the product more. Anyway, thanks a lot for viewing and I will see you later.